Hi there! In this video I'm going to show you an alternate way of wire wrapping top drilled beads using fine gauge wire. When we wire wrap top drilled beads, we do it so that they will be secure. However, if you use too fine a gauge wire, really anything less than 20 or 22 gauge wire, you risk your wrapping actually not being secure at all. And often with beads like pearls, like these, they can't take a very thick wire. The holes are very, very small. So let me explain how it works. So here I've gone ahead and started another wrapped loop. And the way it works is you send your wire through the bead and then up over the tip, and then you trim one of them so that it's shorter. And then this shorter wire gets wrapped by the longer. Just like that. And because we're using a heavy gauge wire, the wraps aren't likely to pull out. However, if you use too fine a gauge wire, those wraps aren't going to be enough to hold it in place. So let me show you a different way with this pearl, and you can see the hole is very, very small, and this 28 gauge wire. So we're going to do it just a little bit differently. You're going to send the wire through, leaving a fair amount, about 1.5 inches or so, sticking out the other side. And then, like before, bring both wires up over the bead so they cross in an X. And like before, bend them right where they cross. And usually with this wire you can use your fingers, it's fine enough. So bend them so that they are parallel to each other. But now, unlike before, we are not going to trim this wire. We're going to leave this nice long piece, and this is what will give us the security. So you just hold those wires with your chain nose pliers, and just like before, make a 90-degree bend. Tuck in your round nose pliers into both wires. So we'll have 2 loops over here, but we'll just treat them as one. Reposition, finish your loop. Of course, at this point, if you need to attach this to something, now is when you need to open those loops and attach them. And then hold on to the loops with one pair of chain nose pliers, and then wrap your other wraps. And at this point you can decide if you want to do nice, neat, tidy wraps or messy wraps. Depends on the look you want. So we'll wrap that shorter one around until we need to trim off the excess, and then carry on wrapping with our longer wire until you're pleased with the look. If those 2 loops have become offset, just insert your round nose pliers. And there you have it, a very secure wrapped loop that isn't going to come undone ever. Something would break before this came undone. So I hope you'll find this alternative way of wire wrapping top drilled beads useful in your jewelry making.